What if I told you that one of Hollywood's most charming stars was never supposed to make it? That behind the perfect smile and effortless performances is a story filled with rejection, disappearance, and a decision that nearly ended his career forever. Ryan Gosling has a secret journey that most people have never heard. And once you discover what happened behind the scenes, you will never look at him the same way again. Stay with me, because the truth about Ryan Gosling's rise to fame is far more shocking than anyone realizes. And what almost happened at the peak of his career will leave you speechless. Ryan Gosling has become one of Hollywood's most fascinating actors, not just because of his talent, but because of the mysterious journey that led him to the top. When people watch him today in massive films and red carpets, very few know how many surprising twists, hidden struggles, and unexpected choices shaped his success. It all starts with a young boy in Canada who never planned to become a movie star at all. Ryan was shy, quiet, and never truly fit in. He felt like he did not belong, and while most kids spent their time hanging out and playing, Ryan was secretly dreaming of something bigger. That desire pushed him into competing, auditioning, and facing constant rejection long before anyone knew his name. But here is the surprising part. Before Hollywood, Ryan was dancing and performing on small stages, and instead of being discouraged by others making fun of him, he used it to push himself even harder. This determination eventually led him to a show that would change everything. He was cast on a major children's program with names that would later become world famous. Most kids move through childhood television and disappear forever. Ryan seemed destined for the exact same after. After the show, roles did not come easily. Studios did not see him as marketable enough. Some even told him that he did not look like a leading man. But rather than accept what others believed he should be, Ryan chose to reinvent himself. He pushed into darker roles and began acting with a level of intensity that catch critics off guard. One of his early dramatic films made the industry finally pay attention. People suddenly realized this quiet Canadian kid was not just another actor trying to survive. He had something rare, but then came one of the biggest turning points, a movie that would change his image forever, a romantic drama that would become iconic and make him a household name across the world. The success could have trapped him into similar roles for the rest of his career. Instead, Ryan did something most actors are too afraid to try. He stepped away. He refused to let the industry define him. He picked roles not for popularity, but for challenge. While audiences loved him as a romantic lead, Ryan dove into gritty character roles. He played a criminal, a silent driver, a political strategist, and even later transformed himself into a struggling jazz musician and a stuntman. With each role, he kept audiences guessing. People wanted to know who he would become next. Behind the camera, he was even more unpredictable. Few realize that Ryan almost abandoned acting entirely. At one point, he thought he had pushed himself too far. He questioned whether he even belonged in Hollywood anymore. But instead of quitting, he came back stronger, more focused, and ready to prove what he could do. This decision led him to one of the most unforgettable performances of his career, a role that earned him international recognition and brought him to the stage at the world's biggest awards. Even then, while others would ride the spotlight, Ryan chose something different. He shifted toward family life, more private, more controlled, always giving the audience just enough to keep them curious. People constantly wonder who Ryan Gosling really is, the charming leading man with effortless charisma or the intense performer who disappears into every role. Maybe that mystery is what fans remains hooked. Every time Ryan appears in a movie, audiences are never sure what version of him they will see. That unpredictability has become his greatest power. From a quiet child facing rejection to a star who rewrote his destiny, Ryan's story is a reminder that success is not about being perfect. It is about daring to be different, refusing to be boxed in, and believing in your own vision, even when others cannot see it yet. And if his past is any clue, Ryan Gosling's story still feels like it is just getting started.